Welcome everybody, we're back. This is Jeff with Slow Ascent. Today, we're going to keep doing Joseki. This is interesting. Actually, in my club this week, I was discussing the three stone pincer middle attack. How can all these shapes connect? There's a lot of Joseki, right, to connect under or over. The stone gets pincered. And last time, we were talking about this shape, the two space extension. What do you do when the guy does a 3 stone extension? You just let him have it. Short answer, no. But let's do this. Okay, we're going to start with the Kosumi. We've already been studying the diagonal, right? And this is one of the variations. It's a very common one. All right, so we're going to do this today. This is what I'd put under the category, everybody, of I've studied the Joseki book and the book, and I've never seen it in play, but it'd be good to have in your habit forming instinct, because it actually works in 3 of these variations, which is useful. Okay, so white has a couple choices here, and we're going to discuss the more difficult of the 2. Let me show you the easy one, which is also Joseki. Okay, so when you get pincered as white, generally you can run up, attach under, do a diagonal. Let me show you one more time. Attach up, medium strong. Attach under, weakest. Diagonal, strongest. Now, a better book for this we'll probably talk about at some point. There's a great book, I think it's by Ishida from Kiseto Press. It's called Attack and Defense. Generally, you're doing 1 space jump most of the time. This one, when you're weak, attaching under. Diagonal only works if you have a strong formation you're pushing it towards. So in this case, you're going to probably lose that stone. Not a good call. So really quick, let's do the jumping Joseki just to see it. Okay, you jump. Black, Hanes. You extend. Black, make shape. Let's see, that's 4. Then 5, you encircle the stone. Black kicks, white descends. All right. There we go. That's a Joseki shape. So what happens, right? Black gives up 1 stone. White gives up sente. And black gets this nice shape going this way. And again, white got some decent territory too, so it's a good trade. That's why it's Joseki. All right, so let's take them off. And let's look at the hard variation. That's the easy one. You should definitely learn it. That one I think is more common generally. Here you go. Okay, white attaches under. Okay, now there is a variation where black can just go here, and eventually white takes the stone. That's also quite simple, everybody. Now, again, why would black like this? Simple. Get sente. Not bad. Even side profit. You could probably even kick later and secure your corner, right? It's not so bad. It's not in the book, but I would see it being a move you could do. All right. So the complicated one, the third one, is this. Let's get into it. Okay. Black decides to go on offensive. Lower Hane on the outside. White connects. Black. Hane's to get Atari. White, Hane's on top. Again, it's Atari, right? Black connects through. White keeps pushing with 7. Black cuts with 8. Don't worry, we're not done yet, everybody. White sets up the sacrifice. 9. And again, you'll notice these 3 stones are in Atari. So, black takes with 10. White pushes again with 11. Again, setting up sacrifice. Black connects with 12. White pushes the corner with 13 over here. Black Hanes with 14. White Ataris with 15. Black connects. White extends. 17. All right, so let's take a look at that. Okay, so fundamentally what just happened. The book considers this like a full strength Joseki. It's a fair trade. It's Hakushura. It's a handshake. We shook hands. It's fair. Now what happened? Well, white basically sacrifices 4 stones to get thickness, right? You get all this outward Atsumi. Black gets the corner they wanted, some profit and some captured stones, and maybe some side depending on how it goes. So it's considered a fair trade. And the best part for white, it's not just a sacrifice. Don't feel bad. White has some pretty, even the most boring aji, right? If white descends, black has to respond. Atari, black takes, right, in sente. So later, white can get sente back from the position. That's the simple variation. The more exciting one, of course, let's put those stones back here. All right, this diagonal down here sets up a ko. So if you need a ko later, yeah, we haven't gotten to ko's yet. You should understand ko's. You should love ko's. You should play ko's when you're losing, right? Because now they black takes. Now there's a ko fight. Hooray! But again, if white wins, they save those 3 stones. It's not bad. If they lose, yeah, it's not that bad either, really. So it's something to keep in mind. It has that future ko potential too for white. So it has forcing potential or ko potential, one of the two, which is pretty good. Because right, black needs 2 more moves here to finish keeping their stones alive. So it's considered fair. There's a lot of aji, right? The environment for it is good. Now, one reason I want to bring up today, because we were studying another variation. So let's take our stones up and go look again. We were studying this one. Again, there goes the stone. Some days these will be moves I want to play. So for example, I'm learning to love the 2 space extension, right? You're anchoring yourself over here. Now white jumps 3 again. Black invades. Would it shock you, everybody? There's a variation here. Hey, watch this. Remember we talked about this as formula? Think about it more like a formation. It's like a military formation. Right, then we keep doing our old one. Descend, connect, get that side. Black takes liberty. White hanes. It ends here. So notice, slight variation. Now, black's ahead and lower. An advantage though, white isn't compelled to play again. White got that thickness again. White still has the ko threat, or the descent threat, right, to get sente. But this time white has sente. Just kind of because the stone was here last time. Now the stone's here, it's a different position. So black's a little more strong on this side. But remember, we said generally white has some thickness here already. Right, so if white already has something there, where's black going? Does that make sense? So if black's playing this formation in a point where white's thick, white kind of likes this, right? Black has some get out potential, right? However, not a lot more side, right? And the side is basically territory at this point, especially if this is a 2 space extension. It's going to be hard to get. So, okay, and there's a third variation. We'll look at it today because this is where it gets interesting when somebody says, oops, a move is formulaic, right? It is a formation that occurs a lot and it's worth learning. I'm trying to get this one in my brain box too. That's why it's coming up. I've been practicing all day, actually, for fun. Okay, let's look at one more. This one, when I was coming up, the bots love. We'll do the basics for this later. This is the knight's move instead of the kosumi, right? Instead of the 1 space extension, it's a knight's move. And if you'll notice, right, they're all 1 space away from each other, right? They're all shaped. They're all good katachi. You can see that, right? So they're all shape moves, just different directions. White can again extend 3. Black can take. White can do the same thing again. Again, talk about formula, right? Let's work our way through it. Black extends, white extends. cuts. White pushes down. Black pushes down. Oh yeah, white takes, or black takes, excuse me. White extends down. Black connects. White takes the corner. Black puts pressure. White hot eggs. Black. So there you go again, right? So it's a slight variation on the same theme. This is where it's pretty good. I'm gonna double check I didn't miss anything. I don't think so. This one's very short. It's always good to double check your work though. Oh yeah, that's right. And white can play away, right? White has sente again. Still has thickness, played one less move. Now the only thing I'll note of these three, they're all Joseki, like they're good formations. The best is still the first one, according to the book. That is to say the kosumi, the diagonal play is considered the most balanced, right? So here, there, here, there. This one is considered the best for black and white. The other ones are a little less fortunate. For me, I feel like black gets goat, which is not as great if I was black, to be honest. All right, sorry, I missed a move there. Here, take it, push, cover, cut, push down, takes the stone, extends down, black connects, white goes on the outside, black hot eggs, white atari, black connect, white extend. Yeah, so because there's that extra extension, for me, if you ask just pure, I guess not subjective go feeling, my experience of go, this one feels the most balanced because white is lots of thickness but gote. All the other ones, white gets the thickness and sente and still has all the aji down here. So it's still a formation, it's still good, it's just this is the best one. So it's fun to learn all these. To be honest with you, I almost just want to play games till I can get this formation. It sounds funny, but I'm trying to love more variations because coming up, right, I'd say my first year and a half of Go, these kind of moves terrified me. I was really scared. And again, why, right? Because again, if you miss an approach, right, if white goes here, and I don't know, you forget, what happens? Whole group's in Atari. Oops, the whole corner just evaporated. So what I will say about these these longer variations are more cognitive load. That is the part where you ask, Jeff, what's the downside? Why wouldn't I play these every time? You should. It's that training though, to remember that these are cognitively more heavy than the simple moves. Like for example, let me show you one more that the book makes fun of you for playing a little bit, just to give you contrast. And then we'll call it for today. Same formation, black at the 3-4, white, low approach. Black, kosumi, white extends. The book calls this is basically fundamental sabaki, right? It's playing light to make shape. If you kick and give white that shape, right, this is black's not doing as good. White's doing better. Does that make sense? So you just gave him an unchallenged side base with no downside. Do y'all see the difference? Because even this, you got your side extension, he got goat. You see the difference? Even this more simple variation, you made white's life slightly more complex. He has to actually play here at some point, or you can do our variation again that we've been studying today, or you can just run away. You see the difference? So, like, complicate your opponent's life a little bit. This is the theme of studying this variation. And it's good because, hi everybody, if you study it, you're going to get the complication's going to hit you at some point, right? We joke when we play in person, right? You're playing those better players. They're going to, and somebody's giving you 4 stones or 3 stones, they're going to know more of the combinations. It's good to know the answers. All right, everybody. Until next time, it's your host, Jeff Sizer. Until the next move, have a good one.